You okay, man? Can you say anything about what just happened? I think I saw it. I want you to get your side of it.
Yeah, a young black man was detained by the Baltimore City Sheriff's Department. I'm unsure why from what I saw, they tackled him on the ground. And while they tackled him, they would not allow the media or anyone else to get his name. I was one of the folks trying to get his name because we have a legal team here to get his information. They wouldn't allow us to talk to him. We couldn't get to him to get his name. And everything from what I understand, he was tackled and for no reason. You've been leading some of the protests here ongoing for the past several months. Can you tell me your name again and what your organization's been up to and what happened out here today? Yeah, my name's Adam Jackson. My organization is Leaders of a Beautiful Struggle. We're focusing on the grassroots public policy changes need to be made in the state of Maryland for police accountability, and that's what we've been working on. But today I'm just here out to support the folks that are demonstrating. I'm unsure why the police are being so aggressive. It's not that many people down here, and from what I saw, it was a gross use of force for no reason on one young man that was just walking on the sidewalk. From everything that I saw, and the sheriff's department isn't saying anything to us about what he did or why.
And we just saw you being moved away from over there as well, correct?
Yeah, I wasn't sure why, because I was over here when he got tackled, and I was trying to find out the young man's information, so in case he got detained, to make sure he got out of jail. But we can get him out of jail, but no one even let us get to him to find out his information.
And what did they tell you when they shoved you away over there?
Nothing. They just pushed me against that van. They shoved several dozen people, and they were like moving as a unit, their arms locked, and we couldn't even get to the young man.
Let me ask you this. Why is what happened here not justice? The call was for justice, and this case was tested before a jury of 12, and it failed the standard for a unanimous verdict in either direction. Why is that not justice, or is it justice?
Oh, you talking about the mistrial today?
Yes, sir.
I mean, the thing is, all the mistrial means is ultimately that the jury was not swayed by the arguments of the state made towards Amelia Porter, and that we can ultimately get another trial if necessary. That's what a mistrial is. But I do think that we need to focus on the institutional and structural changes. That is justice. But sending these killer cops to jail is justice. But I think ultimately...
So should people react calmly to this? You're protesting, you're calm, we're having a nice conversation. What's going to happen? I mean,
I'm a person that supports people who want to demonstrate. That's why I'm out here. I think people should be mad, and they should be allowed to express politically whatever they want through any demonstration. But ultimately, I think that we need to focus on the long-term systemic changes that are necessary to make sure that police are accountable here in the state of Maryland and in Baltimore.
Do you think it's going to make it tough to get convictions on any of the other police officers that still have to be tried? In other words, is this an indication that they might not be able to convict these officers in the Freddie Gray?
I mean, it's a preliminary indication that there will be lots of technical arguments made by the defense. I think that's what happened in this case. I presume that what ended up happening was that the defense lawyers made a bunch of technical arguments against William Porter, saying that, you know, just because he didn't act, is that a criminal offense? And I think ultimately we need to focus on the fact that Freddie Gray's spine was severed. So cops need to go to jail. They were all participants in it, and using legalese to say that he is not responsible, even though he was there and directly associated with it, is unacceptable. So he needs to eventually be sent to jail for his participation or non-participation in Freddie Gray's death.
Still hope for a conviction, maybe in the future if there's a retrial.
I hope, but I'm not going to be surprised if we don't.
Thanks so much for doing that. So that's what we've been seeing out here today. A little bit of action right there as it looked like sheriff's deputies took a second person into custody. Earlier we showed you that video of another activist, Kwame Rose, being taken into custody. That happened just around the corner from where we're standing on Calvert Street.